Hey guys, it's your boy Brian, so I'm coming back to you with another video. Finally, I'm doing this, my spoiler review of Avengers Endgame. So let's get right into this video. So it opens, like, there's no Marvel logo or nothing. It opens with, Hawkeye teaching his daughter, like, archery and stuff. And then, his family's having, like, a little picnic. She asked him, "What do you want in your hot dogs or something?" Then he says something back, and then all of a sudden she doesn't respond. And then he's looking for his kids and everything. His whole family got dusted, and that was super sad. So after that, it opens with the Marvel logo. Wait, does it? Yeah, after that opens with the Marvel logo, and then we go right up to space where Nebula and Tony are like trying to survive. They're playing like a little game or something, and they're fixing the ship and stuff. And then he sends that little message to Pepper, um, saying, "Oh yeah, Miss Potts." It was in the first trailer, so it's not technically a spoiler. But yeah, and then he goes to sleep, knowing that he probably won't make it. Um, and yeah, it was super sad for me the first time. I saw it one more time last night in 3D. There's no really big change of seeing it in 3D. Maybe like the ending is like a big part of the 3D, but other than that, no, there's nothing really big in 3D. So yeah. Um, so yeah, knowing that they're gonna die, they're just looking on the bright side of things. But then Nebula takes Tony to the front of the ship to like lay him down and stuff. And then all of a sudden Tony sees this light. And it's Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel saves them, brings them down. If you haven't seen Captain Marvel, by the way, go see it. I talked about it on my channel, so yeah, go check that out. It was an amazing movie, and I really liked it. Other people didn't, but I liked it. Um, but yeah, Captain Marvel saves them, and then we cut to Captain America shaving, and then all of a sudden he hears rumbling. That's the ship coming down. Captain Marvel bringing the ship down, and they all reunite together, and it was really cool. So then they talk about like, oh yeah, he used the stones again. We gotta track him. We have to find him. Uh, but then and then they ask Tony like, do you know where he is? He's like, yeah, I fought him. And he's like, I thought you said we'd lose together too. And Tony gets like super mad at Captain America because he thought like because he was stranded up there and Captain America didn't do anything. And Tony rips out his arc reactor. He's like, here, you take that. And then Tony passes out. So yeah, he's out right now. Like he's out for like the night. And then he's like, Captain America was like, he used the stones again. And he's like, and then Captain Marvel was like, okay, well, let's get him then. And then Thor's like sad because he thought that it was all his fault because he should have gone from the head and stuff. And then Nebula's like, I know where he is. So then they all go find him. Captain America goes, let's go get this son of a bitch. And then cuts the Avengers logo. And I wish my audience both times could have had a bigger reaction, but I don't know. It's just my personal opinion. And then we cut to Thanos with a damaged Infinity Gauntlet. He's like getting fruit and stuff in his breakfast. He goes there to set a fire to like cook it and stuff. All of a sudden, Captain Marvel breaks and starts punching him, holding him down. And then all the Avengers bust in. Thor chops off his arm with the gauntlet. And then, yeah, so they're like, where are the stones? Because Rocket lifts it over. He's like, where are the stones? And then, he's like, I use the stones to destroy the stones. So, that means that they can't get the stones in their timeline. So, Thor, he cuts off Thanos' head. And he's like, I went for the head. I was like, oh my god. So then, we cut to like a thing 5 years later. Sorry I'm saying a lot. It's just something that I say. So, 5 years later passes by. We go to Avengers Tower. Black Widow is talking to everyone. She's talking to Okoye, Rocket and Nebula, Captain Marvel, which has a haircut, which is she's really embracing her sexuality, I'm telling you. Um then War Machine. So she's talking to them on holograms because they're not there because they're doing their own thing, like their own missions. Um so yeah. So they all cut off. She's like, okay, well, this line is always active. Tell me if anything goes sideways. So then they all hang up except War Machine. And then War Machine is telling her about like what he's been doing and stuff. And then he hangs up, and then Captain America walks in. And he's like, I think I'd offer to make you something to eat, but it looks like that you're already pretty miserable. And then she's like, you here to do your laundry or something, and then all that. So they start talking. And then you cut to Scott Lang. A rat takes him out of the quantum realm, like accidentally presses buttons and stuff. He comes out of the quantum realm and he doesn't know it's 5 years later, because for him time works differently in the quantum realm. So like here, if I were to go into the quantum realm, it would be I would be in there. I could be in there for 5 days. For them, it'd be 5 minutes. So yeah, for people in the real world, yeah, it'd be 5 minutes. So then he gets out and he's like looking around because he doesn't know what happened. He's been there for 5 years. For him, it was 5 minutes. So he's like looking around. He's like, "What happened?" And then he sees that he was supposed to disappear because he was looking for his daughter's name, seeing if she disappeared. So he goes to his daughter. So he goes to his daughter's house, and she's a lot older now because 5 years have passed. And then he's like, "You're so big," and then he hugs her and stuff. And then he goes to Avengers Tower, and then Black Widow and Captain America are like talking together and stuff. And then all of a sudden, Scott Lang, he's like, hey, let me in. And then he's telling them his big plan to like time travel, to like reset everything that happened. So they're saying it could work, and so they want to make sure it works. So they go to Tony Stark, which he has a daughter now, and he's finally married to Pepper. And yeah, so he's taking his daughter inside to have some lunch, and then Captain America and some of the Avengers come up, and then he's like, oh, could this work and stuff? And he wants no part of it. He's like, I got my second chance right here, Cap. So, yeah, so he doesn't really want to do it. And then we cut to, and he's like, we're going to need a bigger brain. Now, probably this version of Hulk is my all-time favorite version. It's Professor Hulk. He looks more like Mark Ruffalo and like human and stuff. This is probably my favorite version of Mark Ruffalo, is the Hulk. He's just a good character overall. Yeah. And then the kids come up. He's like, "Can we take a picture?" And then Skyling's like, "I'm going to take a picture of me. I'm Ant-Man." And then they don't want to take a picture of them because they don't know who he is. So then, it was a funny moment. Bruce Banner says it could work. So, and then Tony, after doing the dishes, Tony Stark realizes that it could work. He puts his daughter to bed, and that's the famous line, "I love you 3000." And then, Tony Stark realizes it could work. Time travel. And then we cut to the Avengers doing a time travel test. So they put Scott Lang. He comes back as a baby, an old man, and then a kid, and then himself. And he's like, "Did I pee myself, or did baby me, or old me, or just me?" Sorry I say a lot once again. So yeah. And then they find out time travel can work. So then, they go to get Thor. No, they don't get to go get Thor yet. Iron Man pulls up because Captain America walks outside, and then it's like time travel can work. So Tony Stark gives Captain America his shield back, And then he's like, "Are we getting a team together?" And he's like, "We're working on it." Then it cuts to the Guardians landing down. It was Nebula, War Machine, Rocket Raccoon. That's it. Because Okoye is protector of Wakanda, and Captain Marvel isn't coming back yet. So then they cut to go get Thor. Hulk and Rocket go to get Thor, and Valkyrie shows up because she was one of the snapping survivors, and she's like, "Oh, he doesn't want to be seen," because they transferred to like a new Asgard, which is like a little town. And yeah, so then they do, and then they get Thor. He's like really fat now and stuff. You see Korg and Meek. And Thor doesn't want any part of it, but then he realizes that he can do it. So they all get the team together. Black Widow goes to Tokyo to get Hawkeye, and he's like super pissed because his family got dusted. She explains to him what's happening, and then he approves. So he goes with them. Then they get up in their time traveling things because they build a big time travel machine. And yeah, they get up, and yeah, everything's cool. They go to time travel because they know where the stones are. You cut to 2012, 2014, and just 2012 and 2014 and 2000. Yeah, it was just 2012 and 14. So 2012 was the Avengers movie, 2012. And yeah, they're on their mission to get the stones. They're all in their missions. I'm not going to explain it because that's like too much. But then Black Widow dies because of Vormir and stuff. But they were both trying to sacrifice themselves. But Black Widow did. And that was super sad. And then Thanos finds out because Nebula has a different like mind. Because there's two Nebulas in 2014. So Nebula finds out the 2014 Nebula, who's working with Thanos, finds out that there's another Nebula and more people looking for the stones. So that's when Thanos discovers the Avengers again. So this Thanos is like super pissed. So Nebula beats up the 2019 or 5 years later timelines Nebula, and then takes her place, and then goes back with the Avengers because they did their mission and stuff. So then they put like a gauntlet, and then Hulk wears it, and then he snaps his fingers. It's all reversed. But Nebula is bringing Thanos to this world, because the world that the Avengers are in, Thanos died. So yeah, they bring Thanos in, and he starts crashing up the place. He starts shooting the place. It's just like a big fight. So then it's Thor versus Thanos, and then Iron Man and Captain America versus Thanos. So they're all fighting. Captain America lifts Mjolnir, which was crazy. And then all of a sudden, when they're about to be defeated, Sam goes, "On your left." Like Falcon goes to Captain America, "On your left." And then all of a sudden, all the dusted Avengers come and then fight together. It's just like a big war. And then last like fight scene was Tony Stark and no. Then you see Captain Marvel coming, finally. She destroys the ship, starts fighting Thanos. She gets so close until Thanos rips a stone out of the gauntlet and goes, poof. Note to self, he did not snap his fingers yet. And then Tony Stark versus Thanos. Tony Stark rips all the stones out of Thanos' gauntlet and puts it in Tony Stark's gauntlet. And he goes, "I'm Iron Man." And then he snaps his fingers. And that's when Tony Stark dies. And it was super sad. And then you see everyone going back to normal. It was his funeral and stuff. It was just super upsetting. And then you cut to Captain America going into the quantum realm time traveling to bring all the stones back. Then he wanted to stay in the past. So old Captain America comes to this universe because that's how the age he's supposed to be. And he's about to die. And then he hands his shield off to Falcon. He's like, "You're the new Captain America." Then you cut to Peggy Carter and Captain America finally getting that dance. It was just an amazing movie, and there's no end credit scene. So yeah, that was my spoiler review of Endgame. So yeah, bye guys.